Hey guys, this is Miss Yellow Diva, and I'm giving you a review on The Chi. Um, I have been enjoying The Chi since day one, since has its conception. Um, but I'm this is my first review on it, so stay tuned. Anyway, um, last season, the end of the season, all the kids graduated. No, and I watched those kids grow up on this show. Kevin moved to California. I'm gonna miss Kevin because Kevin was basically the star of the show. The show was centered around Kevin, and now he's gone. I'm gonna miss him so much. And so the kids grow up and have their own jobs and and things like that. Um, and also last season, Emmett and Rob tried to unalive Douda unsuccessfully. Unsuccessfully. Then Rob ended up in the hospital. Big Papa's dad was unalived also last season, and he so Big Papa is going to take over his church and things like that, and he also told him to get rid of the girl that he was seeing that had the baby, and he did that as well. And and Kevin's mom, um Kevin's mom's wife, Dre, is working with some lady that she had, she her was her prior ex, basically. Um, and so Kevin's mom ain't happy about that as well. Jemma is managing Maisha, and then Bakari's sister Brittany, showed up as well, and she wants her to Brittany wants Jemma to manage her as well. So, yeah. So that was the that was the all of last season. Okay. So anyway, uh the show starts off with Victor saying that, anybody who tries to unalive him needs to be unalive himself. Okay. But no, not Victor. Victor, sorry. Let's back that up. Victor tries to unalive Douda because Emmett and Rob couldn't get the job done. And Bakari stops him, and he said, Bakari was like, listen, if you try to unalive Douda, then you gonna have to take his place, and you're not up for that. You trying to change your life and everything like that. So Bakari, has some words of wisdom for Victor, and so he stopped that. Then Jake goes to Smokies, and he trying to get some free food for Papa, and Papa was like, my register can't come up short just because I'm giving you free food. You got to grow up. And he was like, he said, yeah, I am grown. He said, I got expenses and stuff like that. He said, you got new J's on, and you trying to get some free food for me. And then Papa was like, well, where is Jemma? And so Jake was like, um, she's over with Bakari's sister Brittany, making music and stuff like that. And he was like, you sure that's all they doing? See, now, Papa, you wrong for that. You wrong for that. So Emmett walks in, Smokies, and he say the same thing to Jake. No free food. And so, and then Jake was like, we family. He said, yeah. He said, my mama don't even get free food. I said, oh, you wrong for that? You wrong for that. And then all of a sudden, Emmett says, get down. And the place light up with, ammunition, basically. It was called a rhyme by, okay? And so they're like, what in the world is going on? It was like, all the windows were breaking, everything. And so, yeah, that was terrible. So anyway, so later on, Emmett is back at the house, and Keisha was like, listen, you looking like a Malcolm X photo, because he that photo where Malcolm X was looking out the window with some firepower. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what he was looking like. And so she was like, I'm scared, and he was like, I'm scared too, and and they get in the argument. He was like, listen, I can't deal with you. I'm trying to be the best man and all that other stuff. And she was like, I don't need you to be the best man. And, I give this house up, and, if not to be scared and stuff like that. And so they get into an argument, but I think both of them were like really scared. And so I think that's what was driving this argument. And so when they realized that, they, Keisha apologizes and Emmett apologizes, and both of them admit they're scared, and so Douda said Emmett has to be unalived because he tried to unalive me, basically. And Zay, I had to figure out what his name was. I said, who? Zay is one of Douda's boys. I guess the Douda's main boy right now. And says, he said, yeah, that's what I tried to do when I hit Smokies. And he looked like, you did what? He said, you can't just, do that to my establishment. He said, people will, won't come there no more. And then it's going to be shut down because they're scared to come there because, we don't know what's going to happen. And so then Bakari gets wind of it, like, you did that to Smokies. He was like, Papa is there. He was like, you could have did that. You could have unalived Papa. And so Bakari try to go check up on Papa, and then Douda had his little Nino Brown moment where you better sit your $5 before I make change. So, he was like, you better come back here before I make change. And so Bakari came back because he didn't want to make no change. He didn't want to make no change. He didn't want to be no change. So he told him, you better come back here. So anyway, um, Emmett talks to his daddy about what he did and all that other stuff. And 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 what happened to Emmett's daddy's kids? Now, when his daddy first came on the show, he had a bunch of kids that he was raising. And then all of a sudden, he ain't had no more kids because he married Emmett's mama. You know, what happened to all the kids? Okay, and then you know what happened to Emmett's kids? Emmett had a bunch of kids too, and then all of a sudden we don't see no more kids no more. You know, so what happened with that? But anyway, but I like his dad now. He trying to, get him out of, all these stupid situations that he's getting himself into. So dad gives him some advice and he says, listen, what you got to do, because, Douda's out to get you. You got to make him realize that you're worth more to him alive than unalive. And so that's basically what you got to do. So Emmett was like, okay, I'm going to Smokies, and so his dad was like, well, I'm coming with you. And I said, okay, all right, that's how you got to do, dads is dads. Okay, so whew. I'm sorry. Okay. So the next scene, okay, because Douda was like, you got to go to the hospital and finish the job, because Rob is in the hospital. So Douda's boys go to the hospital to finish the job. And the next scene, Alicia, which is Rob's mama, Tiffany, which is Rob's girlfriend, and a random nurse is smuggling him out the hospital. Alicia is on one side of the stretcher and Tiffany on the other side of the stretcher. And a random nurse got an IV bag just holding it up like. And they go smuggle. They gonna smuggle Rob out the hospital. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I've been a nurse for 28 years. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I ain't never seen this in the hospital. I seen it on TV. I ain't never seen this in the hospital. So, anyway. Anyway, so they pan to the Smokies where Emmett is, cleaning up the glass, and Darnell, Emmett's father, is cleaning up the glass and sweeping and stuff. And Jada, Emmett's mama, is there, and she was like, I don't want to have a funeral for you, Emmett. What is going on? And so he was like, you won't have to and stuff like that. But he admits to his mom that, what he did to attempt to do to Douda. He admits to her what he attempted to do to Douda. And so and so she was like, what? I can't believe this and all that other stuff. So then Darnell was like, this don't even concern you, woman. And so Jada was like, You talking to me like we're in the 1950s. We ain't in the 1950s. It does concern me. But, Jada, your dress looked like you was from the 1950s. What kind of dress do you have on? Was that in wardrobe? Is this the Pollyanna dress? Was that in wardrobe? What? Because that dress was awful. And then she had her hair braided. I mean, she really looked like Pollyanna. That wasn't a good look, are you? That wasn't a good look, are you? Miss Jada, it wasn't a good look, are you? Please don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. And so, yeah. So Emmett says, you gotta trust me, and Darnell was like, last time you told her that she gotta trust you. You did something stupid. But he apologizes to his mom and stuff like that. So Bakari and Papa is talking, and Papa was asking, Bakari, like, is this what, your life is going to be about, He was like, you don't want anything better for your life, Don't you think it's time to stop running the streets? And he was like, yeah, but, it's hard, to get out of this mess and whatever. So he said it ain't easy. So, and it ain't. So they go back to Douda. And Douda mad because, he sent Barney Fife and his boys up to the hospital to finish the job. To finish the job with Rob, and he ain't there, so he was like, so basically I gotta do it myself. Oh boy, I laughed so hard in this episode. It was crazy. I laughed so hard. Anyway, so Zay is paying, well, Douda's paying Zay to pay Bakari's sister Brittany on getting information on Bakari. And but she took the little 30 stacks and stuff, and she over there hanging out with Jemma, making music and making other stuff. She making music, and having a good time with Jemma. And she ain't paying no attention to her brother, bless her heart. And so Bakari told Emmett that, he needed, some kind of steel-proof vest because Douda is looking for him. And so, but Emmett wants to know who in Douda's crew wants Douda, unalive just as bad as he does. So he got to find out who wants, who wants that in Douda's crew. So Bakari's sister Brittany, she talking to Zay, and she wants more money because because she ran through the money that he gave her, and he was like, I gave you 30 stacks. What we talking about? And so she was like, I had to get an apartment. I had to furnish the apartment. I had to get some new clothes and stuff, and then I gave 10 to Jemma so we can make some music. Make some music together and stuff like that. And it's like, And he was like, well, you got to give me some information first before I give you some more money. So you got to give me some more information on Bakari. So then Zay has been busy this episode. He visited Jake. Because Jake, he has a clothing business that he started up last year. And he sells it out of his apartment that Kevin gave him when he moved to California. Whew, I miss Kevin. It's so hard to say goodbye. Anyway, so Zay visited Jake, and so he gave him a little stack of money. He said, this is a good business, but you gotta get some help. And so he was like, okay. He was like, well, this is a lot of money. He was like, well, call it an investment. And he got like 3 shirts and, and went on his way. I said, oh. So, yeah. So, we all know what that means. And so, and then Tracy, you remember from season 1, that was Jason's mother. And then she became Douda's mistress or whatever, and then she ain't his mistress anymore. She's talking to Rashad's girlfriend. I can't remember her name, but Rashad, last season, Rashad cheated on her with Tierra, Jemma's stepmama. So that real ghetto. But anyway, so she threw him out. So I hadn't seen Rashad this episode. No, I didn't see Rashad this episode. Yeah. Anyway, so Tracy was talking to her about how, she's single and she like being single. She ain't got to be bothered with nobody and stuff like that. So she trying to get her on a single train, on the singles journey as well. So it is what it is. Maisha and Brittany, Bakari's sister, collaborate in the studio, and it sounded pretty good. I said, okay, y'all got it going on. And then so after the 3 ladies hug, Jemma, Maisha, and Brittany, they excited about what's to come. So Maisha said, let's get something to eat. And so Brittany and Jemma was like, no, next time, and so she was like, okay. And then, but for some reason, Brittany and Brittany and Jemma go out to eat, and they just leave poor Maisha out, and they go out to eat, and they sneak a kiss and everything else, and and so, but it nobody would have known if they hadn't put it on the internet. So then Maisha found out that that they went without her, basically. So Emmett tried to convince Zay that that he's worth more to them alive than unalive. He was like, who gonna run this, who gonna run Smokies, who gonna run this and that and other stuff, you know. And so he convinced him that he's the house in, and you know they the street in. Okay, basically what that boils down to. So y'all need me, you know, to fit y'all image. Yeah. All right. So Emmett, Keisha go to visit Rob at the house because they smuggled him out the hospital. So they smuggled him out the hospital, right? So they go visit him. And so Tiff was like, you know, she got money like that. She was like, she got all this equipment he needs to breathe in his room. if he needed to breathe, you can't smuggle him out the hospital. There is no way you can smuggle him out the hospital if he needed to breathe. Okay? If he need equipment to breathe, you can't smuggle him out the hospital. Okay? Alright. That's one. Okay? Yeah. So, no. Okay, no. But anyway, so Emmett tried to go into, you know, visit Rob. Because Alicia, Rob's mama ain't going for that. So Tiff was like, Alicia was like, who are these people? And Tiff was like, these are friends. She was like, and she was like, and how are y'all his friends and all the other stuff? And so they go into how they are, you know, they're all friends, you know. And so, you know, Tiff was like, me and Emmett dated and we broke up, and him and Keisha dating, and you know, but we trying to get all our children to grow up together and stuff like that. And she was just like, how many kids is it? So Alicia was like, no, Tiffany was like, you know, I got a kid, Keisha got a kid, and Emma got 2 kids by 2 different mamas. So Emma got 3 baby mamas. And Emma looked like, you ain't got to tell her that. You ain't have to tell her. He gave a look like, why you telling her all of that business? So then, you know, she tried to preach to, you know, them, you know, not in my day, you know, we had the sanctity of marriage and all that other stuff. And then Rob comes out talking about, well, you ain't sanctified now and all the other stuff. He come out, with this little walker, little pitiful walker. And that ain't his size, but this little pitiful walker. And there is no IV in sight. No IV in sight. So he come out with a walker, no IV, nothing. I said, well, what happened to the lady with the IV bag? Did she just disconnect the bag? And I don't know what. Oh, I don't know what's going on. Y'all need to. Y'all got more hospital scenes. Y'all need to consult me. This is all wrong. But yeah, so I don't know what it, cause she ain't okay. So he come out with no IV, and you know, and he on his walker, and so So then, Mama was like, you need your rest. You need to get back in your room. And I was just like, he need to walk so he can get better. That's the old way of looking at it, Mama. I am a post-op surgery nurse, Jesus. You need to get up and walk so your body knows what it is doing so you can get better. Okay? If you lay in the bed, you gonna get pneumonia. Thank you very much. That's just my PSA. I was still laughing at this episode. Anyway, so Douda talks to Zay and asks why he ain't unalive Emmett. He was like, so he tried to, tell him that, he better for us alive, alive than unalive. And Douda was like, he got in your head, didn't he? So Douda is starting to think like, well, maybe because he didn't unalive him, that he is behind, him getting set up. So he think that Zay is setting him up because he didn't do what he told him to do in the first place. And so he almost choked him out, but he didn't. But yeah, so he scared him. He scared him a little bit though. So then Bianca, and that is Alicia's friend, and that is also known as Tony from Girlfriends. My girlfriend. Yes, Nanny, that was my show. She goes to visit Alicia. So she rang the doorbell. Tiffany like, who are you? I was like, oh, you rude. So she said, I'm Bianca. I'm Alicia's friend and all that other stuff. So did she bring her in, offer her some water, and then offer her some weed? Hey. Water and weed. That's what I'm talking about. Some herb, okay? So, she, lit it up. She, liked the way it, tasted or whatever. And she was just like, we should go into business together. I got a cigar lounge and, we can, do business together. And Tiff was like, that's cool. And so then, what's her name? Alicia, Alicia's mama, sorry. Rob's mama came in and, told, and so they talked, cause Tiffany had to get out the room and, they talked and, Alicia asked Bianca, it's time for that favor. I guess Alicia invested in her cigar lounge. So it's time for her to repay that favor. She masterminding something, has to do with Douda, probably unaliving him again, but we'll see in the coming episodes. So then Keisha confides in her mama, about what Emmett did and all that other stuff, and and her mama is really scared, for her, and then she confesses, her mama confesses that her and Dre broke up because because she's Dre's still in love with his ex. I like them together. They need to get back together. So Jemma tells Tiara, her stepmama, that she kissed the girl and she liked it. Hey, And so she was like, okay. It's all right. You and your you and your what is it? What is that? Um, golly, I can't even think of it. You and your fluid stage or whatever, experimental stage. Yeah, you experimenting. And, she was just like, it's good, but, you need to tell, the person that you are with, what's going on, you know. And she was like, should I tell him? She was like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but if it was me, I would have liked to know. So she gonna have to tell Jake that she kissed the girl. Anyway. so so Jake admits to Victor that he took some money from Douda. And he said, but he can handle it. And, Victor was like, no, you can't. No, you can't, because then you are indebted to him. So anything he asks you to do, you going to have to do because you was indebted to him. And, but Jake ain't listening. And then he, so Victor, said, why don't you come to this meeting, this little mental health meeting? And so Jake was like, nah, it's all right, man. It's all right. So Papa talks to Maisha, and Maisha mad because she got left in the dust, because her friend went to have dinner without her. And so Papa, Papa's always the calm, cool mind, collected mind. And so he was like, well, what you want to do in your life? And she was like, I want this and I want that. And, and she asked him the same thing. So I don't know. They look like they may be getting back together. So then it pans to, what's the name? Pans to the mental health group. That's Emmett, Victor, and Bakari. Bakari said he had a dream about Coogee, and Coogee was from season 1. And he really didn't do too much because he was unalived at the beginning of the episode, the first episode. So he had a dream about him, and and Bakari said that Coogee was not happy with his choices of running the streets and stuff. And so he's trying to do better for himself. Then all of a sudden, Emmett jump up talking about, I gotta go visit Douda. And everybody was like, no, you can't go visit Douda. What you talking about? He said, yeah, I gotta go visit Douda. So Emmett, go visit Douda. He was like, I heard you looking for me. And all I could hear was, I heard you look for me. Be here I go. Be here I go. Be here I go. Anyway, he said, I heard you looking for me. And so that when they talked, and he said, okay, I'm gonna let you live, but you have to do something for me. And so then he shows him a picture of Alicia, Marab's mama. And he said that you have to take care of her, or I'm going to take care of you, basically. So that was the end of the episode. Tell me what you think. like the video. Okay. Yeah, tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe the video, and give me a thumbs up, people. Give me a thumbs up. Thanks. Thanks for watching. And I will see you soon. Bye. Peace.